There's a vital part of long-term financial planning that many Americans all too frequently overlook. It's long-term care. The general understanding of long-term care is that the only options to address it are long-term care insurance and long-term care facilities like nursing homes. And these are options, but they aren't the only options. You might be surprised to find out that there are ways to configure your finances so that you can spend your retirement in your home, regardless of the health challenges you might face. This video will focus on some important questions pertaining to long-term care insurance, but future such videos will shine a spotlight on other options besides insurance. Our first question is one we encounter quite often. What's the best age to sign up for long-term care insurance? Are there limits on how young or old you can be to obtain it?
Question number one, I think, is a great question. First of all, most of the time, the age bracket for qualifying for a plan is anywhere between 30 and being the youngest and up to 80. However, the younger you are, it's cheaper, but also you're paying for a long time. So typically we kind of say, have it done before age 60. Get long-term care insurance before age 60. In your 50s is going to be the best time for affordability and combining your health eligibility.
Our second question is an important one. Will I need to get a physical in order to obtain long-term care insurance?
Is a physical required? No. I haven't heard of that. They require that you have a physical with your primary care physician within 2 years to comply. They will request your records to review this.
For our third question, what if someone was recently denied life insurance? Can he or she still obtain long-term care insurance?
Another great question, question number 3. Another great question is, if you're denied life insurance, will you still be able to get long-term care insurance? Well, possibly. You need to understand the philosophy here between the two different types of insurances. Life insurance is they're looking at what's your probability of dying and how soon, because they don't want you to die. You can be crippled, you can have all kinds of other issues, but as long as you're going to live a long life, then they're good. Long-term care is the other way. If you die, they're off the hook, right? So really what they care about is, are you crippled? Are you going to need that care, that long-term care? Because then they'll have to pay. So it's two different actuarial responses. So if you're denied life insurance, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll be denied long-term care, even though it depends on the reason for the decline.
And now for our fourth question. It's particularly pertinent to the times we live in, and it's important. What if someone has long COVID? Can that affect that person's eligibility for long-term care insurance?
Well, in this COVID era, that's certainly a great question. The answer is yes. There are COVID guidelines in place for eligibility. It will depend on the carrier and the health issues one is experiencing.
This is the fifth and final question for this video. We'll be doing many more such videos, and we'll continue to examine the ins and outs, the pluses and minuses of long-term care insurance, and we'll explore other options that might be more interesting to you. Please be sure to keep checking back to this channel, and to like, share these videos, and subscribe to the channel. We truly appreciate it. Now on to the question. Does a person's family health history affect his or her eligibility for long-term care insurance?
How does family history affect eligibility? Well, that's a great question. Again, there's two different ways of looking at what is life insurance and what is long-term care insurance. It's much more likely to affect your family's health situation and history. It's much more likely to affect life insurance than long-term care. However, long-term care will look at dementia and Alzheimer's with immediate family only. It is not an automatic decline, but it could affect the plan options. Family history of Huntington's or polycystic kidney disease are also going to disqualify one no matter what.
Finally, a brief preview. In our next video, we'll begin to explore other options. We'll address the question, what else is available if a person can't afford or doesn't qualify for traditional long-term care insurance? We'd like to express our gratitude to Richard Lamore. He's the senior partner and owner of Boundless Financial Solutions, and he was kind enough to take some time from his day to answer some of our questions about this very important facet of financial planning.